Hi and welcome to my tutorial about how to create a website using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Dreamweaver. Now I'm going to make this 1024 pixels by 768. Reason being is that is the average size of a monitor, and I'm going to make it a little bit dark and Brody, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So here we are, this is my stage. Now all I'm going to do here is create a basic layout of what I want to do. So I'm going to double click the lock to unlock it so I can play around with that. Now you see these little bits here, that basically means that you can do stuff underneath it. So I'm going to use Paint Bucket and I'm going to make mine black. I'm going to go for a very black and brooding type website. So I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to use the shape tool. Now you've got all of these. I'm just going to use a classic one. And I'm going to make this kind of grey. And then I'm just going to drag. This is going to be kind of the main stage of my website. Now I like things quite even. There we go. I'm going to use opacity to bring it down to give it that kind of Brody look. Now I'm going to create some text. So I just clicked on the text tool and then I'm just going to click up here. Now it's 3 points. That's going to be absolutely ridiculously tiny. So I'm just going to push that up. And I'm going to call this Computer Studies. Now a lot of people freak out and go, why can't I see it? It's because up here it's black. Can't see black. So I'm just going to go like that. Use the Move tool. And move it over here. Looking quite good, if I do say so myself. Now I'm going to add some more text. Now I want this a bit smaller. And I'm just going to call this, I see. Now what I did, this history, is I didn't create a new layer. So it got a bit confused because I was a bit too close. So I'm going to make this 12 and I'm going to call this Home. Now I don't know about you, but I think 12 is a bit too small. So I'm just going to make it 18. So I'm going to call that Home. Still a bit too small. You can play around with this, you don't have to do it exactly the same. So I think 30 is nice. Now I'm going to right click and duplicate layer. Okay. And I'm just going to move it across. And I'm going to change this text. I think I'm going to make this one gallery. And then again, right click. Duplicate layer. You might ask what I'm doing. You can write it each time. I'm just being a bit lazy, but there's nothing wrong with being a bit lazy now and again if it's going to save you a bit of a hassle. About, and then one more duplicate layer, and I'm just going to call this contact. I can just move these across because I like to have it everything a bit symmetrical. Makes it a bit easier for everyone. There we go. That's not quite. A little bit more. There we go. So that's my simple navigation. Now, if I wanted to get a picture off YouTube of anything, you just got to copy and paste it really. So I'm just going to go onto Google. You can't see me doing this, but I am. I am going onto Google right now. And I'm just going to find a Twitter icon. Now the reason for the Twitter icon is I'm going to be using this to eventually link to my Twitter page. So I found one and I'm just going to copy and paste it across. If the internet hurry up. There we go. So I've just copied it, edit, hasn't fully loaded. Careful about that because sometimes it needs to fully load before I let you do anything. So here you go, I've got my Twitter. Just going to show transform controls. Now, if I hold down control, I can actually do that. I just want to show you that. But if I hold down shift, it'll actually make it the perfect square. And if you're like me, and you like things a bit perfect, then this is a great tool for you. Now I'm going to use the navigator to zoom in, so that's Windows Navigator, and the magic wand tool to just select the outside. And now I'm just going to use the paint tool, because if you notice it's also got some in the middle and I don't want that to go. Just to go around this edge. I am just going to try and make this perfect. Select, deselect. It's not quite perfect, but it's a do for now. Viewed it, you find a better graphic. Okay. Now if I really, really want to impress, I could also, which I do, I'm going to include an image that I've already created. Some of you may recognise this, some of you may not. It's okay. It is okay if you do not recognise this. It is the Computer Studies logo which I created. So I've just opened it and it's on a different bit. You haven't lost your first bit, it's still there, so don't panic. It is there. Now in the layers it's locked. So I just need to unlock this, and then I'm just going to drag it up and drop it in there. And again, hold down Shift to make it a bit smaller. What I'm doing with this is I'm actually going to put it just there. Use the mouse to get rid of it. Magic, apply. You have to always do the tick, otherwise it does that. And I'm just going to click on the magic wand, click on the background and delete. And select, deselect. So we have that there. Now that looks a bit clumsy, so I'm just going to drag this down underneath the rectangle. And then we've got this kind of nice graphic coming through. And I might even make it a little bit less so it's a bit more grainy. There we go. Or if I can also do something else, I could always put it here and then make it bigger. If you've seen some of the stuff I've done with using the school logo, you know I love this kind of half in, half out kind of look. I think I'm going to stick with that. Okay, so this is my general layout. It's not that great, but at the same time, this is a tutorial. So File, Save As, and I'm going to save it in Compute, Desktop, Student Share, Senior, Academic Subjects, ICT, should be Computer Studies, I will change it, GCSE, Dreamweaver, and I'm going to call this website. And inside there I'm going to save this as Computer Studies. Okay, and I'm also just going to save it as a JPEG as well. I'll explain that, the reason for it, that will come up later. Basically, if I make the Dreamweaver now, JPEG, I'm going to set it as a background after I've created it into a web page. It's confusing. It is confusing now, but wait, watch the whole thing, you'll understand why I did this. So the next slide I'm going to do is actually Slice tool. Now the Slice tool will be breaking up the different sections for a website. So I'm just going to break up the bit that I'm going to want to have in a different table. So I've got this here, and I have contact. Again, you can notice I'm not being particularly, neat. Don't really have to be. I'm going to be breaking this in half, so I want that half to be all about one thing and this half to be something else. I'm thinking images and text, and then I'm just going to do my little Twitter thing. So I've sliced this up now, so I've said this is what I'm going to be doing, this is it. So now the next bit is File and Save. Well, I'm just going to save it. File, Save for Web. Now I have shown you what happened. I didn't clap HTML and images, I just did images. So this is important. And then replace. I was thinking about taking this out because it's embarrassing, but at the same time, it's good to know. So website, there it is. And here is my finished web page. Okay, now we're going to edit this in Dreamweaver so it goes to the side. I'm also going to make all the background black to kind of make it stand out. And again, you don't need to make it this big. I mean, it could be smaller. Websites are smaller. It's completely up to you what you do with this.